brothers and sisters, generals, family, current subscribers, new subscribers, anybody that view, may that great divine bring blessings and prosperity in our lives. And that's brothers and sisters, young and old. Because when we wake up, that great divine wake us up every day. Be thankful because we are back, alive and breathing, because that's all that matters. Because we don't think about yesterday. If we made any mistakes, we talking about little small, minor things. We ain't talking about nothing toxic, because usually if you're righteous, it won't be too much toxicity. So, things become less challenging when you got your mind, body, and soul in the right space. And you have that see, hearing, and feeling sharp. And as I always say, the center of that is that good old psyche. Because when we got that psyche intact, man, nothing can stop us. Nothing, We just got to stay fierce on this walk, brothers and sisters, family. And this is another edition of EBX Discussion. As you see, got the display on my banner of the city here, and you see how things moving real fast, and it coincides with what we're going to talk about. Time is a precious commodity, so don't waste it. And this is for anybody wasting time, but this is kind of for the youngsters and those who are coming up. I'm telling you, don't waste time. And my own little statistic, between the ages of, I used to say between 20 and 50, and I pushed it back a little bit because our generation is a lot more intelligent than a lot of us were, our 70s child and 60s. And, my 70s brothers and sisters out there, salute, and those a little around that era. We are like gold bars. Those who are wise and aware, brother or sister that come from that 70s era, or anywhere around that era, not just the 70s, but 60s, anywhere around that time, and you're still standing today, salute yourself, pat yourself on the back, because we are a rarity, those who are real. And I consider myself being real. I've been through the layers. I've been through the woulda, coulda, shoulda. So I'm not gonna sit here and debate and all that. No, we know when we know, and that great divine knows our heart. So we just follow that divine force and lose ourselves in Mother Nature when we can, and we follow that divine force. We don't follow person, place, or thing. For one, we don't follow, because what I say on this channel, we're leaders and teachers. We ain't no damn followers. But what is that one thing like gold that we got to keep in our soul? Student spirit. Because we student spirit, we're willing to learn. And what are we a student of? Time, the universe, Mother Nature, that great divine, human nature. We be a student of life, because when we stay a student, we'll learn, and we won't miss things, because, man, time is precious. And you learn this when you get up in levels. But as I said, I used to say between 20 and 50, you better have your shit together, and you should. But let's push it a little further back. I'll say it begins because I have a 9-year-old that's very intelligent. So you know how they say, get them when they're young, But I'm talking about when they reach adult age. I say 18. By the time you reach 18, you better know something, or beginning to prepare yourself to know things, whatever that is. Learning from books or someone who's wise around you. You have to learn to listen, young brothers and sisters. Now, it's not easy for a young brother and sister, for some of them, because they're still developing and learning their way and trying to find their way. But if you have someone in your circle, and it's anyone, family, friend, uncle, auntie, brother, sister, you have, a good friend or whatever, a mother, father, we have anyone near us that's wise, that can help us be thankful, because, I went through my stubborn phase of my life, but I had those pockets of time when I did listen, and that catapulted me to the position one is in now, but went through the fire just like everybody else, different fires, but everyone goes through that process, and you will find out. I say 50 is the pivotal point, and because that's when the light bulb came on in my life. Now, everything didn't like I didn't just all of a sudden wake up one day and everything was just good. But when I began to see things different, like the world, person, place, or thing, politics, celebs, this life, how it can make you become superficial, and you start reaching for the wrong shit, and then you have to retract. So that's why we do the right thing in the present. So we don't have to go back and regroup and redo it and all that. No, do it right the first time. So that's why you have a lot of reachers and teachers, maybe in the world or online and in our families. We've been there, done that. So we have learned to appreciate time because it is the best commodity. So again, don't waste it. So don't waste it. And I mean this more than just the titles, more than just saying it. If you live long enough, as my grandmother used to say, may she rest in peace and in power. Keep on living, brother, sister, young or old, family member. You'll see how precious time is. So I'll go back to my own little statistic. Between 18 and 50, that era right there, that little pocket right there, which seems long when you're living it, but when you break it down like that, it doesn't seem too long, does it? And when you're not paying attention to things and you're just letting things fly and you don't give a damn and you're wasting time, you'd be just like this banner here. See how that street moving real fast? And but when you are paying attention to time and you appreciate time, my own little theory, we can almost slow time down, but if you're wasting time, you're not paying attention to the beautiful things of life, like children, family, significant others. Some always say, and we're just going, going, going. We have no sense of clarity. And next thing you know, boom, we're 50, and like I heard a brother, speaking the same thing. He was speaking on this same thing, all of a sudden we're 50. So that's why we don't waste time. You can, like some young brothers, not all now, some brothers and sisters, hey, you don't have to listen to us or me or anyone. Just keep on living and you'll see for yourself. This is something my son, Lord Lamont, and many youngsters are going to have to learn. You better appreciate your time because as we get 50, like I say, when you get up in them 50s, you'll find out that the world don't give a damn how we feel, So it's not about feelings. It's about striving. It's about being strong. It's about staying aware and not letting nothing stop us from getting to whatever goal. And it's got to be a righteous goal we're trying to achieve. And why do we do a lot of righteous things? I'm talking to those who are wasting time, or maybe my young generation, because it could be adults too, because we got a lot of grown adult adolescents out here, and it's ridiculous. And then they wonder why youngsters not respecting them and doing different shit, because we got to show them respect and give them respect at the same time. It makes them feel valued when you give a young brother or a sister respect, especially if they got a right heart and they have potential to go in the right direction, But we got to be strong, got to be firm. I always say, take that self-esteem shit, that ego, take all that shit out of there, and sometimes give our youngsters a little cushion to grow. Got to let them grow a little bit. Got to let them become a man, let them become a woman. They have to kind of experience some things on their own, but we stay there and guide them and still protect them. And as I said on a recent podcast, I think I said yesterday, do not, and this over anyone's life, whether it's our family, brothers and sisters we listen to speak in the world, online, in life in general, never speak any negativity over anyone's life. I don't care how we feel. We in a time of studying and researching. We get feelings in us, it's a small part of this walk, but it is vital, because dealing with emotions can be a difficult thing if we don't know how to. So if we get little feelings within us, whatever that is, see where it's coming from, see why we're feeling it. If we're feeling sluggish, if we're feeling lazy, if we're feeling like we don't have the motivation, the righteous motivation to do things, see where that's coming from and stop it. Because that's the one thing we can't do is be lazy. Now, we can be lazy like if we have earned our laziness. I earned my laziness. Like if I'm lazy, it'll be a day where I have everything done. I don't have to work and I've spent time with the family. And I might take a few moments and kind of lounge around and, chill a little bit. And I like comedy. Comedy's my thing. I love comedy. I like watching comedy, and I watch these little comedy skits. It's this brother that's on YouTube. Oh my God, he's freaking hilarious. And I think his name is, I really don't like to say names, but he's a known person, his name is, I don't want to mess up his name, but I know his first name is Jonathan. And, I think it's Bayou or Baru or something like that. I don't know if I messed up his name, excuse me, correct me, but I know his first name is Jonathan, and he does those little comedy skits. So they're like little small, like, I don't know, 5-minute clips or whatever. And freaking, they are hilarious. And the brother is brilliant. And it's a lot of them like that, like Country Wayne. And there's a lot of other ones. I watch them all. You got the small clips, and some of them have their own channels. So I try to do that. I watch comedy, and I like a lot of comedians, whether they're mainstream or just on YouTube doing their thing. I like any kind of comedy. Like I said, that brother Jonathan I was speaking on is very, man, brilliant. He does all kinds. He does church skits, Michael Jackson, James Brown. He does a lot of them. And man, and his expressions on his face is priceless, hilarious. So that's what we got to take time out for too. Have fun. Of course we have time. We take time to spend time with our family, and I did this weekend, and I had a ball with my mom. And spoke to my uncle, and I spent time. This is Sunday, Mother's Day, and I meant to mention one of them podcasts I did recently. I also spent time with my son's mom and her kids and stuff. I spent time with her too. Now, her and I relationship hasn't been the best. It really hasn't, and I have to say, I don't want to like shift the blame all on her, but I've been through the woulda, coulda, shouldas. I've dealt with the little dysfunctions I had in oneself. So when we have dealt with oneself, we'll mirror others. So, not like I'm trying to make it look like I know more than her or I'm better than her. But I always say, brothers and sisters, as I say on this title, time is a precious commodity. So I went back to that title for a reason. And I don't waste it. I use time to learn. Like I say, I have my lazy moments and I have my productive moments. I have my fun moments. Then I have my deep moments. Then I have my meditative moments. When you become balanced and you're cool with yourself, you love yourself, not in a, like a honorary way or you think you're better. No, you finally get to a space where you value yourself. Man, that's the good commodity too. When you have self-value, it's wonderful. And you have the art of not caring, not about things that's important, but not caring about person, place, or thing if they are toxic. We only care about those that care about us. And that could be our family, our children, significant other. It could be the brothers and sisters in the world or online. Because we do have brothers and sisters that do care on these platforms. But what do I always say, brothers and sisters? We have to be in those righteous circles to see that, and those don't always, and it's good for people to see us support. Don't get me wrong, because that's a part of not wasting time too. Letting those know that we care about what they're doing, and that's in the world or online. I always say in the world because you have brothers and sisters that's doing a lot of work outside of their platforms, So that's what I say on this channel, brothers and sisters. We have to look above and beyond these little small spaces that this so-called matrix will try to keep us in. So that's why you always see me doing nature videos. Like I say, universe, stuff like I got on my banner now. It'll be over the buildings. Every now and then I do an isolated picture on my banner, like it'd be a family member, or like I did a couple of days ago, I did the Incredible Hulk when I talked about having composure. And that's a part of appreciating time, having composure and waiting to get things and not pushing. Like I this saying I used to say, we don't push, but we don't give up. Never ever give up. Giving up is not even an option, in this life. Because again, time don't give a damn how we feel. So I'll go back to the self-made statistic. Between 18 and 50, if you're healthy, nothing wrong with you. Work toward on keeping yourself better. And this is in all areas. This is financially, spiritually. Educate yourself. Even if you're going to school, educate yourself anyway. When you take time off of school, do your own research on things. And that's something. I want to go back to my son's mom. And I didn't get to finish. And I always say, folks, especially melanated brothers and sisters, but we got to have that third eye on the whole world. Just know this. The whole world, the whole freaking planet is under some type of manipulation. It's just different levels. So, being free is a state of mind. So I'm saying that to say, all of us have come out of or are under some kind of conditioning. You hear me say that a lot. I actually learned that from Malcolm X. And so that's kind of like with my son's mom. She just, you just get used to a certain thought pattern your whole life. And a lot of times we're not aware of it until you have maybe someone like me or someone else that'll just that is aware, and that can bring things out of us that we didn't know we had in us. And that can be bad or good, because you have to go through the bad and the good. Get to the pit of that soul, like I like to say, till you hear thong, and it's not gonna change until we get to the core of ourselves. Nothing will ever change. Like Michael Jackson said, look in the mirror. And I like what Michael said in that song, that he had a selfish love. He had a love for the wrong things, and he focused before Mike, transitioned out of here. May he rest in peace and in power. He geared his mind toward the throwing things that were important before he left. And I think Mike felt bad about when he first got in music. He loved music and he loved people. But before he left out of here, he really didn't waste time. I'm glad he did put out some good energy. I'm glad he didn't waste time. He didn't waste time, even though he left this planet a little early, like a lot of other great artists. I'm talking about good artists that are not here, not the ones that were toxic. To each is his own. They're toxic, but he didn't waste time. He really didn't. But I don't think he left too early, as we all know, like Tupac and many others. But like I said about my son's mom, she just been under a conditioning. When you used to being a certain way, and you really haven't had guys that know how to dive in deep into a sister and really see what's going on with them, and just have sex with them and all that, not trying to figure them out. And you just keep repeating the process, and you get stuck in this circle, this vicious cycle. So, the best way I can, I'm not an expert, but what's the best teacher, brothers and sisters? Experience. So I too was under a mindset, but I've come up out of it. I'm not under a conditioning anymore. But of course, there's work to be done. We're always learning. Cool, it always say we're students of human nature. We're all, because when we're always say students, so things won't catch us off the left. We as much as we can help it, because this life can be very, very unpredictable, especially in these times. And that's a good weapon to have, brothers and sisters, young or old or family. Be unpredictable, especially in this IA age, and they watching us and got our picture and they're downloading our information. So that's why we be unpredictable. We don't be unpredictable to the ones we love and ones we care about. Let's be unpredictable to the evil entities, the weakest that be. That's who we be unpredictable to. Let's talk in code. Let's take it back to how our ancestors had it. Remember, I bring this up every now and then. Our ancestors used to have their own language where entities didn't even know what the hell they were talking about. That's what we need to be, and I have to say, melanated brothers and sisters, some of us, not all of us, I'm not talking about our reachers and teachers that speak online. I'm talking about just in general. You have, and we know who they are, so I don't have to, pick hairs or pick straws, but I'm talking about those who just not aware and just talking all the time and don't know, just talking. We have, as we say, melanated brothers and sisters, some of us like to brag and talk too damn much. Now, again, not talking about my reachers and teachers or those in my circle. I'm just talking about in general. We have a tendency to tell all our stuff we're doing. We telling ourselves, and we see it a lot with with some of these rappers. They literally telling themselves in their music. So it's just certain things that I don't let be revealed, only to those that's close to me in my circle, my family. And that could be online, only they know the real me, even those that I haven't talked to in a while. I've told, like I say, it's only one platform I've ever been on. And that individual platform I've been on is the only platform that really know some personal stuff about me. Cause I trust that brother in that platform, and that platform I'm talking about help catapult me, as well as my family. I always say my family too. I don't leave my family out of there. A lot of things in our lives can help us, can catapult us. But as far as speaking and dealing with shit within this platform that I had been on, and I always give that brother credit in his platform. I mean, they helped me. I can't deny it. They helped the brother. And how did that help? How did I get that help? And I get back to my son's mom too. I didn't finish because I dealt with shit. I didn't waste time. I took that time and I learned. I didn't take that time to hate on no one or go against something because of my own, insecurities within myself. Because that's very important, brothers and sisters, especially my young brothers and sisters. Deal with that insecure shit within, because we're not going to achieve anything in this life if we don't get rid of those little quirks and insecurities and little thoughts and shit we get inside of us. Then we won't waste time. Because, I say again, man, time is a precious, precious commodity. So brothers and sisters, family, in the world or online, please, I'm begging you, do not waste it. Because, I don't care how many times I say it. Will we do righteous in the present? Well, what? Fill it in. Y'all fill it in. You know what I'm going to say. And you'll see it come to pass. So now, my son's mom, I'll have to say, I got to keep it real now. She's done some unforgivable things. Now, and if I talked about the things that she has done, a lot of people will say, well, why are you with her? Why you should, man. But hey, I go where that great divine takes me. Great divine protects us when we are righteous, no matter what. Now we don't be stupid. We don't let people walk all over us. But, some situations, as tough as it can be, love, as long as it's not causing our demise or hurting us, some situations we can't just ultimately leave it, especially when there's children involved. We have to leave that legacy and still teach in the midst of the challenge, and things like that, like concerning my son's mom and anybody that can relate to this, where they're trying to help someone be aware of themselves and know that they don't have to do the things that they used to maintain a relationship and just let things come naturally and can't make things happen, and you can't control people and make things your way. You have to let people be themselves, because it's just going to cause friction. And I'm talking about if they're a good person, you can't try to control individuals and make them be what you want them to be. You're just going to push that person away, and you're going to continue that toxic cycle that you have been continuing your whole life. And that's what? Wasting time. And you just keep repeating the same thing over and over, like a hamster on the wheel. And we see those who are hamsters on the wheel. It's sad. It really is. It's nothing to make light of. I've been there. I know what it's like to not be aware and struggle. I've been to the struggle. I've been at the bottom of the barrel. Once you get to the bottom of that barrel, like my mom said, once you down and out and you done burnt all your bridges, there's nowhere else for you to go but up. But it's all up to us. Everybody has a choice if they're what? Healthy, mind, body, and soul. So I've been working with her, and trying to, maintain a friendship and a relationship. Because we have kids involved, and you have to think of the future. You have to look at the overall picture. We can't let our feelings get involved, because that's where a lot of melanated brothers and sisters make their mistake. Let their feelings get involved. And this could go for, just a regular brother and sister. I don't say regular like they regular, because most of us are not regular. But when I say regular, I mean we're not in the limelight. We're not in fame and none of that shit. Because I'm going to tell you, from what I have observed from celebrities, politics, anyone in that cabal, they all have issues. I'm sorry. I don't mean to. And I'm telling you, some of them maybe, I don't know how to explain it, I guess. But if they're a puppet and they're letting entities around them control their lives, that's wasting time. I don't care how you look. I don't care how much money you got. If you're suffering behind closed doors, you're wasting time. Real talk. It's not worth it. If you got to suffer and look over your shoulder and always in drama and you have no privacy and you try to walk somewhere and paparazzi pop out and all that, who the hell I wouldn't want to live like that. And when you hear us, a lot of brothers and sisters that speak on this type of stuff and on celebs, first thing they say is, oh, y'all just jealous. No, we ain't jealous. We just understand that, fame the toxic way is not where it's at. And to me, that's wasting time. And I don't know if all celebs have issues, but I'll say from 1 to 100, brothers and sisters, once you in that cabal, you inside of there, that toxic circle that a lot of them celebs run in. It's like you might not start out with issues, but you come out with them. And I'm sorry, it's like, is there any, and I said this to a co-worker on the job, I was like, is there any sane celebrities? Is there any celebrities that don't have any issues? Where are the sane artists? Where are the sane rappers? Where's the music? I heard a brother say this yesterday, but I've been saying this. Where's the music? I want to hear the good. How in the heck is we going to rebirth hip hop with this same shit we keep repeating over and over? Everybody's on the media and talking. All the artists are talking. Nobody's doing music. Then the music that is being done, it's either beefing or some trash. I mean, I just got to keep it real. And I ain't saying I'm the biggest, baddest rapper or nothing like that. But I tell you what, You go on my channel, I bet none of it is trash talk, and it's uplifting and it's inspiring. I might come aggressive, I might even cuss a little bit, but there's a righteous agenda through every song that I make. And that's whether it's something about the world, or it could be something for our sisters, because I made a couple songs for sisters. I come even raw then too. Some of them might be sweet and laid back, but I come raw with that truth for the sisters too. Because, hey, I didn't have my ups and downs with sisters, but it didn't make me bitter. Once we become, and this for other brothers too. I'm not saying just me. I'm just using me as an example. Once we get out of that bitterness and we become self-aware, then we start seeing into the inner core of our sisters, So, and like I said, it's not easy to get to that space, but like I say, don't waste time. Use our time wisely and use it to educate ourselves and learn our sisters, and it gets better results. It takes time, though, depending on the sister, the relationship we're in, and brothers too. If sisters are aware and they trying to teach or help a brother become aware, depending on how long the conditioning is how long it takes a person to come up out of it. Because it took me forever. I'm not even gonna lie, and I'll bring it up every now and then. I'm not afraid to say, back in the day, when I wasn't aware, I was a dumbass, didn't know shit. You got to be real with yourself like that. I thought I knew something. I didn't know a damn thing. So when you do a little introspection, you look down on your life. I'm telling you, get up in 50. When you get to 50, to me, my opinion, that's the pivotal point. That's the fork in the road. Because what you do at that point, from that point on, will determine the rest of your life. So again, my youngsters, 18 through 50, you better get your shit together. And that's just the raw truth. And I'm talking about in a righteous way. Don't try to do nothing bad. Don't burn bridges, because you just keep repeating the cycle. You just keep repeating the same thing over and over. So that was just something that was in my spirit. And like I say, I'm going to keep working with my son's mom and stay with the siblings, because this is what that great divine has called one for. Divine will have something weigh on our heart. We won't know why sometimes, but we'll feel that righteousness in our gut. And that's kind of how I feel in the situation with my son's mom. But I did tell her, we got to be real. That's something I'm learning. And I remember back in the day, thank that great divine that I had like older people around me, older brothers. Because I hung with older brothers back in the day. I even had sisters that I was friends with that never had sex with or nothing back in the day. That was cool, And it's wonderful to have that. I always was able to kind of have that, through the mix of my dumb times. But I used to have this brother that used to tell me, back in the day, he used to tell me when I interact with, sisters or females or whatever, told me to be upfront with them and don't be fake, and tell them how I feel and be real. I remember this brother telling me this, and I didn't really take it to heart back then, but I see it now. So I'm saying that to say I was real with her, and I told her I value myself. I love myself. So if I respect myself, why would I tolerate disrespect from someone else? I don't disrespect myself, so why would I tolerate disrespect from someone else? So I had to tell her that, things are not always going to go your way. That's a sign of immaturity. Like when when things don't go your way sometimes, I'm talking about like not on purpose, just sometimes just things don't go our way. And if we jump off impulse and get all mad or something, that's immature. That means a part of you is not mature. We have to, especially if we're adults, we have to remember we are adults. We are not children, even though we got grown adolescents out here on social media, losing their damn mind, not even aware what this thing is doing to them. But that's neither here nor there. But, hey, like I say, a lot of us have been there, that's why a lot of us are standing firm on this righteous foundation right now as one speaks. Salute. And that's brother, sister, young or old, and my family. Salute. We doing the damn thing. Those that are aware of themselves. Again, it's not always a deep spiritual thing. Just being true to oneself, just loving yourself is enough. Then maybe the deep spiritual thing will come, But what we got to have in order to know that time is a precious commodity, we have to have a right heart. There's no way around that. We have to have a right heart. Because again, a lot of brothers and sisters and family members have mastered discernment. And what some toxic individuals don't realize, there are a lot of brothers and sisters that are awakened out here. Real talk. So that's what I always keep in my mind. There are that, because again, you're in those righteous circles. That's what you'll see. You'll see generals, if you in people that don't give a damn about life and don't give a damn about themselves. And if you don't give a damn, that's the circles you'll run in. And that's how I'm trying to guide my son, Lord Lamont. He had to stay away from individuals that don't give a damn about themselves. Because individuals that don't give a damn about themselves, they ain't gonna give a damn about us or give a damn about you. So whether we listening to a brother or sister or a family member or around them or whatever, make sure they're positive and they real to the pit of the soul. Cause man, it's wonderful, when we can be locked in to those who care about us, our family, So that was just some things that was in my spirit, and thank those for coming in to another edition of EBX Discussion. And as we all, some of us know, time keeps on slipping, slipping, slipping into the future. Doo doo doop 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 doo doo. It's more than a song, and that song is timeless. That is facts. You know what I'm saying? So again, especially my youngsters, anyone know, 18 through 50, you better get your shit together. I'm telling you, because the world don't give a damn how we feel. So do what we have to do to stay righteous, to make it in this life, and work on having what? A success state of mind. Because then everything else will follow. Because man, as I said before, and I say it again, brothers and sisters, time is a precious commodity. So don't ever in this life waste it. Don't ever waste it. Do what we have to do. Enjoy beautiful moments, as I always say. Podcast I make sometimes about enjoying beautiful moments. That's why I do that. I go to the park with the boys. Like I said, I spent time with my mom this weekend. I'm gonna try to do more of that. I'm gonna make time for my cousin, my landlord that I talked about. And just make time for beautiful things. And we have time, like I said, we have our down times, we have our fun times, we have our deep times, we have our times where we laughing and cracking up. We are self-aware, brothers and sisters, in the world or online, in our families. We will see that time is a precious commodity. So don't waste it. Salute.